guys, I'm back to review the BareMinerals Ready Foundation, Ready Bronzer, and Face Precision Brush. I've been using these products for about, I think, a month now, and I just wanted to give you my thoughts on them. I've been pretty much using them daily. I actually have it on right now, and I will show you a demonstration on how I apply the foundation and the bronzer with the brush towards the end of the video, so if you want to see that, just stay tuned. But first I'm going to start off with the BareMinerals Ready Foundation. I really like the packaging of these. The only thing is they are like rubberized and they're black, so they do get really dirty. As you can see, mine's very, very dirty. The fact that it's rubberized, it really prevents it from slipping out of your hands and dropping it, so I do like it. You could clean it up with like alcohol or something like that, but it doesn't bother me too much. And I've heard a lot of good things about it, so that's why I decided to give it a try. I've used the loose powder foundations from BareMinerals in the past, and I wasn't really too crazy about them. They're just way too messy for me. I prefer like a pressed or a liquid foundation, so this one is supposed to be very hydrating for the skin. So this is the color that I got. I did get color matched at Ulta, and when the girl brought this color over, I looked at it and I was like,
there's no way that that is going to match my skin tone because it looked too dark for me.
But she said that actually this is a really popular color and it suits a lot of skin tones. She said it looks darker in the pan. Once you start blending it into the skin, it really does match a lot of skin tones. So she said, let me just try it on you, and then, you know, if it's too dark, then we will go a shade lighter. So she did try it, and to my surprise, it did match. So it is a good color match for me. So I believe this cost, I think it's $29. It's $28.29. I believe it's $29. I got mine at Ulta. You can get it at Sephora or BareMinerals.com, Ulta.com, Sephora.com. You can go to a standalone BareMinerals store, Bare Essentials, whatever they call it. So when I first apply this on, I really, really love the finish of it. It has a good coverage. I would say it's probably a medium to full coverage. It depends what brush you use. If you use the precision face brush that you can purchase from BareMinerals, this one here, it's a flat top with an angle to it. This gives you a really nice full coverage. If you use more of a looser brush like this, or something a little different but a little like a more fluffy brush, then you will get a lighter coverage. So it just depends on, you know, what you like. If you want, you know, a lighter coverage, or if you want more of a full coverage. So I personally really love this brush with this foundation. It just gives a really nice full coverage. It covers up my imperfections. It really evens out my skin tone, because I do have a lot of redness, blotchiness, as you will see when I do the demonstration of the foundation. So it really does even out my discoloration and my skin tone, so I really love that about the foundation. And I do like the finish of it. It's not quite matte. I would say maybe it has like a satin finish. It's not dewy and it's not matte. It's like in between, so I would say, I guess, a satin finish. I really, really like the finish of it when I first apply it. So it looks good when I first apply it. It's like miracle, like I look like I have airbrush flawless skin. And I do want to mention that I do have like combination skin. It's more oily, I guess you could say, but towards the winter months it gets like a little more dry. So it's more combo, I guess you can say, during the winter. But for the rest of the year it is more oily, especially around my T-zone area. So I did want to mention that. So because this is hydrating and my skin is oily, after like an hour or an hour and a half of having this on, I do start to get oily in my T-zone, which is normal for me regardless of what foundation I'm wearing. But with this foundation, it starts to look really muddy. Like the foundation just sits on top of the skin, and then my face gets oily and it kind of shifts around. It looks cakey, I guess you can say. So I'm not really a fan of that. That is a downfall for me. I do need to touch up throughout the day. So it's kind of like a love-hate relationship, because I love the way it looks when I first put it on, but then after like I said, an hour and a half, when I start to get oily, it kind of shifts around and looks cakey in like the T-zone area, like my forehead and around my nose and my chin. Not really necessarily around the sides of my face, because I don't get as oily there. But yeah, in my T-zone area, I do start to look a little cakey, so I do need to touch up and blot my oil. So, but the nice thing about this is you can throw it in your purse, because it is a compact. It's not a loose powder that's going to get all over the place. So I can definitely throw this in my purse and use it with like a retractable kabuki brush. So those are my thoughts about the foundation. Would I repurchase it again? I don't know, it's really hard to say. I'm going to continue using all of this, and especially I want to try it during the winter months when my skin is less oily and more on the dry side, because I feel like it may be better around that time of year, because my face won't be so oily, so it won't get that cakiness. So I do want to continue trying it. I know a lot of people love this foundation. I think if you have more combination to dry skin, then this foundation would probably be really nice for you. It is hydrating, so if you have dry skin, I think it should be nice with your dry skin, but if you have oily skin, you might have the same issues that I am having with it. But I do want to continue using it because I do like the way it looks in the beginning. So, and then I love the fact that BareMinerals has more natural ingredients. You know, they're not formulated with all these chemicals. So that's the nice thing about BareMinerals. I'm just going to show you the demonstration of the foundation. As you can see, I have a lot of discoloration, splotchiness. I do have some acne scars, some blemishes, just some redness. So my skin tone is not even. So before I apply the foundation, I'm just going to apply some concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind Dark or Eraser Dark Circles Treatment Concealer. And I like to use this only under the eyes. I don't really use a lot of concealer like on my blemishes. I just mainly use it under my eyes. And I really love this concealer. It's like one of my favorites. But we're not reviewing the concealer today, we're doing foundation. So anyway, I just apply some of this under the eyes, maybe a little bit around the nose. And I just like to use my finger most of the time. Sometimes I do have like a specific brush that I like to use to blend out concealer, but I don't know, I use my finger a lot of the time. So there we go. Now for the foundation, this is the BareMinerals Ready Foundation in medium beige. It does look a little darker than my skin tone, but it blends out nicely. So I like to take the BareMinerals Precision Face Brush. It's a flat top brush with an angle to it, and I really like it because it fits nicely to the face. So what I do is I take the pressed foundation and I like to just dab my brush into the product. I don't swoop it around because it does get chalky and make a really big mess. So the best thing to do is just to tap it into the product. And as you can see, I got plenty on my brush. And then I just kind of usually start like under my eye area and I just swoop back and forth. And then I just tap it back in as I need more product. So as you can see, look at the coverage. It already gave a really nice coverage compared to the other side. So I'm going to do half of my face, this half, and then I'm just going to show you the before and after kind of, and then I will do the other half. I've already applied it to the right side of my face. As you can see, the discoloration is gone. It really evens out my skin tone. It gives a nice coverage and it just really helps cover my imperfections. And I do like the finish of it. So there is the before on this side and after on this side. So there is a big difference to me. I really like the way it looks. So nice and flawless. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So there is the completed face with a foundation. I really like it. You can still see a little bit of my discoloration in this area, like that pimple there. It was a pretty big one and it's lasted, it's going away, but it's just taking a really long time because it was like kind of those under the skin ones that hurt. So you can still see a little bit of my acne scarring, but that's with any foundation. It doesn't like totally cover it up just because the texture of the skin is uneven. So But as far as the discoloration goes, it really did a good job. I like the way it looks. I think it's a really nice flawless finish. Okay, so now I am going to show you guys the BareMinerals Ready Bronzer. This is the bronzer. Mine is in High Dive. And this is the medium shade. They have 3 shades of the Ready bronzers, and this is the middle color. I was going to actually purchase the lighter shade, but the consultant at Ulta recommended this medium shade. She said it suits more skin tones. She felt like the lighter one was a little bit too light, so I just went with the one she recommended, this one here called High Dive. So that's what it looks like. It does look really, really dark. A little bit does go a long way. You do not want to swoop your bronzer brush in there and then apply it. You will get way too much product and look
like a hot mess.
So you just barely need to dab your bronzer brush in there and then like contour or whatever, and it will look nice. I would say it is a little more orangey than some of the other bronzers that I own. I don't think it's my favorite bronzer because of that fact, because it is a little more orangey. I do have some other favorites like my Smashbox Bronze Lights bronzers. I really love those, and I feel like they're not as orangey. So this one does have a little bit of an orange tint to it. The lighter shade may be better, I don't know. There it is, and there it is kind of swatched on my hand. And I forgot, this cost, I think I don't remember how much the bronzer is. I'll put it down here so you guys know, because I can't remember. It's probably in $20-something as well. But my overall thoughts about this, I do like it. A little goes a long way. You don't need to use very much to get a nice contour with. And the only downfall I would say is it is a little bit orangey. But I do like the product. I like that it's, again, derived from more natural ingredients. So would I purchase this again? I probably would. I do like it. The foundation and the bronzer, they don't oxidize on me, so I don't have a problem with it oxidizing and becoming, you know, darker or really orange or anything like that. So that is not a problem with these products. So now I'm gonna go over the BareMinerals Ready Bronzer. This one is called High Dive, and this is the middle shade. BareMinerals does carry 3 Ready bronzers, and this High Dive is the middle color. So this is what it looks like. Matches my eyes. So to apply this, I'm going to use my Ecotools bronzer brush. I really love this brush. Very soft and just a good bronzing brush. Oh, sorry. So for this too, you don't need to swoop your brush around in the product. You'll get way too much. A little bit goes a long way with the bronzer. So I'm just gonna kind of dab my brush in there a little bit and then just kind of tap off the excess, and I'm just going to use this to kind of contour a little bit. Alright, so that is the bronzer. As you can see, it just gave me a nice contour, made my cheeks look slimmer. So I do like the bronzer. It's a little goes a long way. It's really blendable, and it does have a little bit of an orange tint compared to some of my other bronzers, but I don't think it's bad. I do like the product. Lastly, I want to go over the Precision Face brush. This is what it looks like. It is a flat top brush with an angle, and it's nice because it fits nicely to the face and just kind of swoop it back and forth. Now this one you don't necessarily have to go in a circular motion. You could, but I just like to kind of swoop it back and forth like this, left to right. So this brush really helps you give a full coverage application. It buffs the foundation nicely into the skin, and it just gives you a nice even coverage. I really love the brush a lot. Now this brush is kind of expensive. It is $28. That's a lot for a brush in my opinion. I know Sigma Makeup does have a brush, I don't remember the name of it, they do have a brush that is very similar looking to this. I don't have it, so it cannot compare it to this, but that might be an alternative. You know, I think theirs usually cost maybe like $16 or $18, so that's like about $10 less than this brush here. So you might want to give that one a try. Again, I don't have it, so I can't compare it, but I do actually want to purchase it eventually. So my overall thoughts about the brush, I love it. It's just, it works really nicely with the foundation. You don't even have to use it just with this foundation. You could use it with any pressed foundation that you own. It's nice and dense. Now, because it is synthetic, it does take a long time to dry. I've washed mine a few times already, and it does take a while for this to dry. Sometimes I would wash it like evening, and then the next day it wouldn't be dry. So overnight it would not be completely dry in the middle. So you do have to wait kind of a long time for it to dry, which is a downside, but you know, most synthetic brushes do take longer to dry. And I personally love the synthetic brushes over the real like goat hair brushes. I'm not too crazy about those. So that is pretty much it. Those are my thoughts about those three products. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have tried the products, just put your comments below so everybody else can see what you think. Overall, I really do like them, but lately I've been obsessed with BareMinerals, especially the ready pressed eyeshadows. I have quite a few palettes from them, and I really love them. The quality is just amazing. They're more naturally derived ingredients. So I've been really trying a lot more BareMinerals products, and I really like them. So, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.